Coaches, today we're going to be talking about why there's sometimes this big disconnect between how players are practicing and how teams are performing in the games. In my first few years as coaching, I would really struggle with this. Why were our players look so good in practice but struggled when the game started? I felt like we were doing everything we needed to do to get them ready, but could see a clear disconnect in the game. Now, I don't think this has anything to do with the effort on the player or the coach's side. Both coaches and players want to perform well and they want to win. But I think once we start to peel back these layers, I think it hinges on one thing that I'm actually seeing quite a bit of, and that's that our practices don't look or feel like the game. We as coaches, and I did this as well, spend so much time chasing the clean reps. We do a ton of on-air shooting, perfect passing drills, cone drills, and 90% of our practices are typically controlled or perfectly scripted for our players. Coaches, now please hear me when I say this. I am absolutely not saying that any of these are bad, and they're absolutely needed at time. I'm not a person that thinks that everything has to be 100% live. I do think there is a time to slow things down and show them what we're exactly looking for as a coach. But I think that the majority of our drills and practice should try to have some sort of read/decision built into them. Basketball is sheer chaos. It's fast, there's pressure, there's defenders flying around, and players have to make decisions amongst this chaos, which is very, very hard to do. I think we miss this as coaches sometimes. We assume that if a kid can do something perfectly in practice, that they'll automatically be able to do it in a game. We as coaches are obsessed with this whole idea of clean practices because it makes us as coaches feel good. But doing any skill or drill with no defense, no reads, no pressure, no chaos are two completely different skills. One is technical, which is needed just in smaller amounts, and the other is decision making and true skill acquisition. But if we never or very rarely train the decision, then why are we surprised when players freeze or struggle in game? That falls on us as coaches, not the players. We have to put them in more game-like situations so they feel more comfortable when the game time comes around. Over these past few weeks, I posted a few drills of our JUCO teams online, and without fail, someone in the comment section goes off. That's a bad shot, that's a terrible closeout, awful rotation, and on and on. And here's the thing, I 100% agree. All of those things did happen. But I will take a live drill where players are exposed to real game situation and make real game mistakes all day long. This is where we get to be a coach. This is where we get to teach and to correct. As a matter of fact, if we do a drill that is 100% perfect, it's a clear indication to me that this drill isn't hard enough or it's not game-like enough. I'm completely fine with the mistakes. I'm completely fine with the messy, the chaos, and it doesn't have to look perfect. At the end of the day, you can think anything you want about our practices, but what happens on game day is what's going to matter. So we definitely need to stop trying to chase this perfect. We need to chase what transfers. We want skills and teams that show up on game night. And that's why our drills and practices need to look a little more messy. They need to look like reps that aren't identical, players that miss shots, turn it over, make late reads, and we got to be okay with that because mistakes are not failure. They're just information. One of the reasons we need to put them in more decision making is because players need to solve problems on the fly without the coach solving every single problem they face. That's just not possible. So when practices are quiet and everything is controlled, don't be shocked when games feel overwhelming for both the players and us as coaches. Over these next few videos, I'm going to be breaking down exactly how we add that noise, how we add pressure, and how we add decision making into all of our practices and our skill work. So if you're a coach or a parent who wants ideas on how practices can actually translate to the game, stick around. That's exactly what this channel is going to be all about. I just want to be sharing information that I've learned along the way and things that I've picked up from coaches who are far better than me.